this time, let's introduce our starting lineups first for the visiting Fighting Bees. 5'11" senior guard number 2, Will Spriggs. 6'2" senior guard number 14, Grant Mason. 6'6" senior forward number 20, Kieran Farrell. 6'6" senior forward number 22, Alexa Ambrose. And 6'6" sophomore forward number 24, Guillermo. The Fighting Bees are coached by Larry Shuffler in his 42nd season. And now, the rest of the lineup for your Fighting Saints. A 6'2" junior guard out of Milton Springs, Georgia. Number 3, Joffrey Riley. A 5'9" junior guard out of Louisville, Kentucky. Number 2, Sean Sims. A 6'5" redshirt senior forward out of Miramar, Florida. Number 0, Ryan David. A 6'10" redshirt center out of Ipswich, Australia. The reigning CCAC Offensive Player of the Week. Number 45, Merrick Small. 6'8" redshirt graduate forward out of Soraya, Spain. The reigning CCAC Player of the Week as well. Number 21, Hector Benavente. Your Fighting Saints are coached by Ray Marks in his 12th season.
Good evening from Joliet, Illinois, on the campus of the University of St. Francis inside the Sullivan Center. It's ready to get rolling with some CCAC basketball. Fighting Saints today take on the Fighting Bees of St. Ambrose, two teams off to excellent starts to their regular seasons. Saints have won 2 of their first 3 games. St. Ambrose has already got 5 games in the books, and they're perfect. See if the Saints can deal them their first loss of the season, as the opening tip is won by St. Ambrose. The Bees in navy blue go from left to right here in the first half. The Saints are in white. They'll be moving from right to left to get us started today. St. Ambrose looking to strike first. It's Will Spriggs under the basket. Nice feed for Grant Mason. Mason unable to complete the play with the layup. And here come the Saints. St. Francis has just one starter returning from last year. That's the guy with the basketball right now, Ramel Davis. Give you the rest of the starters in just a moment as Joffrey Nunnally drives and draws the foul. It's Davis and Nunnally in the starting lineup, along with Delshawn Sims, the transfer from Olney Central College. Merrick Small, junior from Australia, and Merrick Small drills the 3. Small is shooting 80% on the season. He is 16 of 20, including that 3-pointer, and St. Francis scores first today. There's Guillermo Narbona along the baseline. Narbona, reverse layup is good. First 2 points of the game for St. Ambrose belong to the sophomore from Malaga, Spain. The last St. Francis starter is also from Spain. That's Aitor Anabararte. Deflected, taken away by St. Ambrose. Here come the Bees, led by Will Spriggs, their star senior. Spriggs is guarded by Sims, bounced over to Narbona. The sophomore working against Merrick Small. Narbona spins into the paint, up with the left hand and in. St. Ambrose has their first lead. Starters for the Bees today, Will Spriggs, Grant Mason, Kieran Farrell, Tim Agat, and Guillermo Narbona. Bees have scored the last 4 in a row as Merrick Small gets the pass inside, off the glass, no good. Second chance, he's fouled. A very rare miss from Merrick Small, who again had only missed 4 shots all year coming in. Foul is called on Will Spriggs, and Small goes to the free throw line. First foul shot misses. I was about to say, for as good as he's been from the field, he's been even better from the line. He hadn't missed all year. I didn't say it because I didn't want to jinx him, and then he missed anyway. So if he misses this one, it's not my fault. Well, there you go. 4 points for Merrick Small. We're tied. Small originally from Australia, transferred to St. Francis from Cochise College. Grant Mason looking for the cutter Narbona. Instead he gets it to Spriggs, cutting in behind. Now it's out to Narbona. Half the shot clock gone. Driving in on Small. Narbona pulls up underneath the basket, and Small comes up with the block. Here come the Fighting Saints. Sims lobbed ahead for Anabadarte, who has to slow it down. Small dribbles with the left hand, hands it to Davis, who tries the three. A high arcer misses, and the rebound goes to St. Ambrose. 2.5 minutes in, we're knotted up. Mason walks to the free throw line, gives it up to Agat, who misses the three, and Davis comes down with the rebound. Romel Davis turns on the Jets, gets inside off the glass, no. Fight for the loose ball, won by Agat, and St. Ambrose takes possession. Both teams struggling from the field to get this game started. Saints are 1 of 4. Bees 2 for their first 5. Kieran Farrell gives it up to Narbona. Narbona has it stripped by Nunnally. Loose ball picked up by Agat. Over Anabadarte, he scores. Atim Agat has his first points of the game. Came into play today averaging 14.7 to lead the Bees. Two-point lead for St. Ambrose, their biggest on the young game so far. Nunnally trying to take it back for St. Francis, misses the three. Rebound grabbed by the Fighting Bees. Guillermo Narbona gets credit for that rebound. Pass to Narbona, left side, guarded by Small. Turns his back to the basket and works his way in tight. Up with the right hand, he gets the roll. Nice touch on the close range hook shot from Guillermo Narbona. He's got 6 points already. His team leads by 4. Saints have gone a little while without scoring here. It's been over 2 minutes. Anabadarte to Small. Back to Aitor. Down to Romel Davis near the corner. Davis passes into the opposite corner. Sims misses the three. Offensive rebound, Small. Another chance for St. Francis. Davis scores. They had been just one of their first 6, but they get their first points in nearly 3 minutes and cut the St. Ambrose lead down to 1 possession. 8-6. It's Mason working against Nunnally. Around to the wing, he drives left side. Mason lays it in. Good individual possession for Grant Mason. Senior out of Mount Carmel High School in Chicago, wasn't giving it up. He just went hard to work and finally found his path to the basket. Over 5 minutes into the game. Aitor Anabadarte drives, spins into the paint. Anabadarte is fouled on his way to the basket. He'll go to the line. Anabadarte is the Saints' leading scorer this year, averaging 13.3 points. Also leads the team with 8.7 rebounds. And he'll go to the free throw line following the timeout. 14:53 to play first half. St. Ambrose leads St. Francis by 4. I should mention about Aitor Anabadarte. I said earlier that there's only one returning starter, that being Romel Davis. Anabadarte started for the Saints 2 years ago. Missed all of last season with an injury, and he was both the leading scorer and leading rebounder for the Saints in the 2022-23 season. So even though he isn't technically a returning starter, big guy to have back in the lineup for St. Francis, literally and figuratively. 6'8" tall, 220 pounds. And an excellent foul shooter. He's at 86%. Again, he will be at the line coming out of the timeout here. Not just an excellent foul shooter, but a guy who is excellent at getting to the line. He shoots a ton of free throws typically. Ryan Marks goes to his bench, bringing in almost an entirely new lineup. Ben Fotz is in. Sean Richardson, Nick Nego. And Sheer Moriarty is going to come in as well after the Anabadarte free throws, assuming he makes the second one. Missed the first. St. Ambrose has gone to their bench as well. Colin Wainscott is on the floor. Second free throw misses. So he missed them both. Nikos Gerakostos is in as well. Sophomore out of Greece. Probably could have guessed that. For St. Ambrose. Pull up from the free throw line. Wainscott knocks it down. St. Ambrose doubling up St. Francis now, as Wainscott has his first points on his first field goal attempt of the game. Anabadarte missed his 2 free throws in his ploy to stay in the game a little bit longer. Gives it up to Ben Fotz. Bounce down low. Anabadarte finds the cutter Nick Nego, and Nego stepped down the baseline. So the Saints turn it over. St. Ambrose will take possession. 14:08 to play first half. So Moriarty is in with Fotz in the front court. Ramel Davis. The guards are Nego and Richardson. It'll be interesting to see how Ryan Marks uses his bench today. 4 reserves already in. Narbona backs in on Fotz. Gets inside the paint, up with the right hand, and puts it in. Guillermo Narbona off to a great start today. Came in averaging 12.6 points per game. He's already got 8. Richardson up top to Nego. Bounce to Moriarty, high post. Ramel Davis gets inside and throws it away. Saints go back to their bench. Don Joachim comes in. Ray Shovlin calls on his bench once again as well, as he brings in Ignacio Dacunda. Wainscott's pass is intercepted by Don Joachim. Streaking the other way. Layup is good. So it's entirely the second unit out there for St. Francis right now, and Don Joachim gets him rolling with a nice steal. Turns into an easy 2 points. Aiden Sility is into the game for St. Ambrose. Ball is stripped away from Narbona. Richardson gives it to Moriarty. And a foul is called on St. Ambrose.
St. Ambrose foul number 33, Aiden Sility. His first,
Foul is called on Aiden Sility. 12:41 to play first half. 14-8. St. Ambrose has the lead. Richardson gets the screen, going to his right at the free throw line. Gets it up to Joachim. Moriarty drives, layup with the right hand, no. Saints really struggling from the field here in this first half. But their deficit is only 6 points. A slow start really for both teams offensively. Colin Wainscott gives it up to Narbona. Narbona drives, picks up his dribble, shovels it outside. Gerakostas lost the ball. Saints have to slow it down a bit. Step back jumper for Joachim is good. He's got the last 4 for the Fighting Saints. Back to a 6-point game. Traveling is the call on Aiden Sility. Got the ball coming in towards the net. And looked like he was on roller skates for a second there. His feet just kind of slipped out from under him. Here's Moriarty. Over to Nigo. Nigo, quick three. Off the back rim. Long rebound out to Moriarty. Another chance for St. Francis. Sean Richardson drains the three. Sean Richardson makes it a 1-point game. Richardson hits his second three-pointer of the season. Here's Dacunda. Ignacio Dacunda passes it up top. Three-pointer. Misses from Narbona. Loose ball foul called on St. Francis. And that's the first foul today to go against the Fighting Saints. Took them almost 9 minutes to commit their first. Narbona gets the inbounds pass. One dribble, a kick to the right side. Garacostas misses. Rebound saved by St. Ambrose. Shot clock under 10. Layup is there for Ignacio Dacunda. Lead is up to 3 for St. Ambrose. Moriarty over to Joachim. He's got 4 points since entering. Lob down low to Fotz. Ben Fotz backing in. Double teamed. Throws it off the glass and in. Tough play for Ben Fotz. A lot of defenders around him. He was able to take the contact and score. Two teams going back and forth here as a foul is called on the defense. Goes against Don Joachim. Austin Bourne, senior out of San Diego, California, is in for St. Ambrose. Garacostas outside to Dacunda. Pulled back outside by Wayne Scott. Wayne Scott, pull up from the elbow. Nice touch. 4 points for the sophomore Colin Wayne Scott. Starting to get moving a little bit offensively after both teams struggled a bit from the field to start. Mostly reserves out there right now. Moriarty for 3, perfect. And we're knotted up at 18. First tie score since it was 4-4. St. Ambrose has led by as many as 8. But now they need to score to keep that lead, or to get it back anyway. Aiden Salati, nice ball work, and he ends up dropping down a jumper for 2. They haven't trailed since very early on, and they're keeping it that way. Richardson over to Moriarty. Tried to pass it to the cutting Don Joachim. Knocked away, but the Saints get it back. Richardson way off the mark on the three-pointer. So Ambrose has the lead and the ball. Dacunda works his way inside. Blocking foul called on Nigo. Do not believe they're going to give him credit for the shot. Looks like they're calling the foul on the floor. The foul is on Nick Nigo. It is on the floor. And so it'll be a St. Ambrose inbounds play, but not until after a short break. 8:59 to play, first half. And a timeout is called. Let's see who called that one. I think it was St. Francis. But either way, there is a stoppage in the game, 20-18. St. Ambrose has the lead. The Fighting Bees have led this one pretty much throughout, but Fighting Saints are keeping it tight. 3 of their last 4 from the field after starting just 4 for 11. St. Ambrose shooting it really well to start today's game, but they have turned it over 4 times. But this game has picked up the pace a little bit offensively. So far on the season, the Saints have done a nice job of putting the ball in the basket. Over 70 points in every game. They're averaging 78 over their first 3, 2 of which have been wins. Their last 2, in fact. They They won a couple at Viterbo over the weekend. They didn't play Viterbo. They'll get a chance to see them a little bit more often now that Viterbo has moved into the CCAC. So this past weekend they went up to the event there, but they played the other two teams, Bellevue and Valley City State. Both of those were wins for the Fighting Saints. But a big one today, it's the start of conference play. Dakunda inbounds it, coming out of the timeout. Grant Mason over to Will Spriggs. Ray Shovlin has brought some of his starters back in. Spriggs is bumped down the floor. Ryan Marks has brought some of his starters back in as well. Aitor Anabarate, Merrick Small back on the floor. A few more guys coming in now. Delshawn Sims and Joffrey Nunnally check back in. Ramel Davis is out there as well. So all 5 starters are playing. Mason from the corner, working hard against Nunnally. Gives it up to Austin Bourne. Bourne from the free throw line. Misses the jumper. Anabarate grabs the rebound. Small has 4 points. Scored the first 4 for St. Francis. Here's Davis working his way inside. He scores and one. So Ramel Davis now has 4 points as well, and he can make it 5 from the line. Saints are 1 of 4 shooting free throws so far today. Davis will try to give them their first lead since it was 3-2. He does exactly that. First advantage the Saints have had since Merrick Small made the 3-pointer to start the game, and St. Ambrose scored the next 4. 21-20, St. Francis. It's Mason around a screen. Gives it up to Dakunda. Dakunda works against Davis. Spins to his right. Dakunda, good move around Davis, and he's fouled. Ignacio Dakunda working hard to get to the basket on that possession. The junior from Argentina will get 2 free throws. So the Saints fought back to take the lead after trailing by 8. And now St. Ambrose can take it right back. Now they can tie it anyway. Dakunda misses the first free throw. He's just 5 of 10 from the line this year. Misses them both. Shooting under 50% now. The Saints maintain the lead. Davis playing fast. All the way inside, loses the ball. Here comes Will Spriggs, flying the other direction. Spriggs is fouled. That foul is going to be called on Delshawn Sims. His first, 7:48 to play in the first half. Neither team shooting free throws well. 2 teams have gone a combined 2 for 7 from the line. Will Spriggs is 7 of 9 this year, and he misses as well. Doesn't matter how good you are as a free throw shooter. Nobody's making them today. Even Merrick Small hadn't missed one all season. He missed one in this game. One more shot coming up for Spriggs as he tries to tie the score. This is the 4th chance that St. Ambrose has had to tie it. And they've missed all 4 free throws during that stretch. Here's Sims. Hand it off to Nunnally. Delshawn Sims at the top once again. Drive, Sims, layup, off the glass, in. Good drive from Delshawn Sims, playing his 2nd game of the season. Scored 5 points, a couple of rebounds in his first outing. DeCunda backs in, turn around, no. There's a lid on the rim right now for St. Ambrose. It's been a while since they put the ball in the basket. As they trail by 3, they've been up by as many as 8, but St. Francis trying to take the game over. Merrick Small off the glass and in. Good drive from Small. St. Francis is on a 7-0 run. Bounce pass inside, off the hands of Kieran Farrell and out of bounds. This is going to be reversed. Originally they said St. Ambrose ball, but nobody touched it for the Saints. Farrell got it last. It's a turnover, and the scoring drought continues for St. Ambrose. It's now nearing 3 minutes. Nunnally up top to Anabadarte. He flings it to the right side. Delshawn Sims. 5-point lead for the Saints. It's their biggest tonight. Merrick Small bounces down low. Anabadarte working his way inside. Anabadarte blocked from behind by Atim Agha. Agat kicks it outside. Narbona got off to a hot start today. Trying to get St. Ambrose rolling again. He's fouled. Guillermo Narbona is going to the free throw line. He's got a game high 8 points so far tonight. But now the biggest challenge of all, can he get this team off to Schneid from the free throw line? He cannot on the first. That makes them 0 for 5 shooting free throws. The Saints are just 2 of 5. He got one finally. I was wondering if anybody was going to make a free throw the rest of the night. Sims is fouled in the backcourt. Bad foul by Will Spriggs. That's his second. Spriggs is one of the most important players to have out there for St. Ambrose. For him to pick up a little ticky-tack reach foul before Sims even crosses half court is just sloppy on his part. He's going to have to spend some time on the bench now. Still 6 minutes to play in the first half. Anabadarte out to Sims. Down low, Anabadarte shovels it off to Small. Small over a double team, comes up short. Ramel Davis, second chance. He's fouled from behind by Nikos Skarakostas. Both teams have reached the bonus with 5:44 to play in the first half. St. Francis by 4. Davis has 5 points. Perfect shot on the first free throw. That means these two teams have combined to make their last 2 after they had been 2 of 10 prior to that. Davis, second shot. Got them both. 27-21. Saints lead by 6 with 5:40 to play in the half. Good start for St. Ambrose, but they've gone ice cold. Narbona drives, bounces inside, looking for Garakostas, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with St. Ambrose. Beast finally got back on the board with that free throw from Narbona. But it's been almost 4 minutes now since they last converted from the field. Shir Moriarty comes in. Aitor Anabadarte checks out. Wayne Scott bounces into the corner. Narbona. 9 points so far in the game, looking for double figures. He's got it. Nice touch with the right hand. Narbona's been very impressive so far today. already right around his season scoring average. He pulls his team to within 4, finally gets them back on the board from the field. Nice move by Ronell Davis down low. Got around Garacostas and scored. He's got 9 points. Both offenses are rolling again. Close range shot misses from Solomon Garrison. Saints take it the other way. Thoughts up top. One bounce, a handoff to Sims. Thought about the long 3. Instead, he gives it up. It's Davis. Davis with the left hand, drives, lays it in. Davis was shooting just 38% from the field through the first 3 games of the season, but he has been sharp today. Knocking down shots from all over the floor so far. 3-pointer Narbona off the mark, rebounded by Moriarty. Saints have taken control of this game. They can extend their lead to double digits on this possession. Ben Fotz does. Fotz once again unafraid of the double team. Flips it up with the right hand. He's got 4 points, and the lead for St. Francis is 10. Narbona works his way around a couple of defenders. Outside to Agat. The 3-pointer misses. Offensive rebound. Second chance for St. Ambrose. It's Wayne Scott from deep. Way off. Garacostas' third chance, blocked by Moriarty. St. Francis ball. They're on a 15-3 run. Sims unable to make it a 17-3 run. Lobbed ahead for Agat. It's off his fingertips and out of bounds. Aggressive pass for St. Ambrose. It does not work out for them. Timeout called, 3:14 to play. First half, 33-23. Saints in front. Impressive start to the game for the Fighting Saints against an undefeated St. Ambrose team. Fighting Bees are not only 5-0 already, but they've got one up on St. Francis in that they've already got a conference win. This is the conference opener for the Fighting Saints, but the Bees took on Olivet Nazarene earlier this week, and they picked up a win in that game. That's a significant win for a lot of reasons. One being that any conference win is, but another being that Olivet is annually one of the toughest teams to beat in the CCAC. St. Ambrose has done a really nice job of turning things around the last couple of seasons. They've been sort of a middling operation the last couple of years. 2 seasons ago, they took a big step back, won only 5 games total all season. So the fact that they've already reached that number this year is significant. Ray Shovlin's in his 42nd year as head coach of the Fighting Bees. Sean Richardson in possession of the basketball coming out of the timeout. Bounces it in the direction of Davis, but just out of his reach. And the Saints turn it over. Ten-point game. Narbona poked away by Fotz, gets it back. Outside, Solomon Garrison. Garrison fires to Narbona. Walks it up to the free throw line, spins into the paint, takes a little hop, and throws the pass to the cutting Alec Platypodis, and a block out of bounds from Ben Fotz. Good defensive possession so far for the Fighting Saints. A nice play there by Fotz. Still 4 seconds to shoot for St. Ambrose. Narbona will inbound. Looking for Garrison. He's got him, and Garrison scores. A little contact there with Sean Richardson. No foul called. Garrison took the contact and scored to make it an 8-point game. Here's Anabadarte bouncing over to Fotz. Fired to Richardson, down low, Anabadarte. Kicks it out to Moriarty, trying the three. A little bit short this time. Rebound to St. Ambrose. Just about 2 minutes to play in the first half, of the Fighting Bees are trying to make a little run here. They've led by as many as 8, but trailed by 10 a moment ago. They've cut it back to single digits and are trying to inch a little bit closer before the break. Wayne Scott with 7 to shoot. Gets the screen to his left. Finds Narbona. Narbona has it stripped, picked up by Garrison with the shot clock running down. Garrison throws up a wild jumper, beats the buzzer, but can't get it to go. Here comes Nick Nigo for the Fighting Saints. Anabadarte up top, Fox for 3, off the side of the rim. So the offense has slowed down a tad here after Saints had a lot of momentum for a few minutes. They've missed their last few. Here's Narbona, a long 2-point jumper, it's good. Timeout called by St. Francis as Guillermo Narbona picks up his 12th and 13 points of the afternoon. Evening, I guess, by now. Dark skies outside should have tipped me off. Although the sun sets early these days. 67 seconds to play in the first half. Guillermo Narbona almost single-handedly keeping St. Ambrose in this thing after the Saints threatened to pull away. Narbona 6 of 9, 13 points. The rest of the team 7 for 18, just 14 points. Saints were starting to pull away, but they have gone ice cold these last few minutes. Looking for their first bucket since there were about 4 minutes remaining in the half. See if they can get off the schneid here with under a minute to play. Davis. Up top, Anabadarte. Down low, it's Merrick Small. Small got off to a hot start. He's been quiet lately. Over to Davis. Davis is fouled. Davis has not been quiet lately. He's been on a roll. 4 of 6 from the field. He's got a team best 11 points. He'll try to add 2 more. First free throw is good, 34-27. Twelve points for Davis, who came into today's game averaging 9 for the season. St. Francis' leading scorer last year hits them both. He's got 12 points, or 13 points now. The lead is 8. St. Ambrose gets the 3-point look from Solomon Garrison, missed off the front rim, rebounded by Nigo. Ryan Marks wants his team to hold for just 1 shot here. There is about a 5.5 second difference between the shot and the game clock. But if they can score here with the clock running down, it's not likely St. Ambrose would get another chance. Richardson over to the wing, 4 seconds to shoot. Richardson gives it to Small. Merrick Small is called for the travel with 7.4 seconds to play in the first half. And because the Saints weren't able to get a shot off, the clock stops, and the Fighting Bees will have the chance to take the final shot of the half after a timeout. Ray Shovlin wants to draw something up for them. The longtime Fighting Bees head coach brings his offense over to diagram a play. 7.4 seconds is plenty of time. They'll be inbounding from the sideline just shy of half court. So the clock is hardly even an issue here in terms of, needing to be desperate. They've got time to make a few passes and set something up. Alec Platipodis is going to be the inbounder. Saints decide to back off. They won't meet the ball until half court. Aitor Anabararte standing right at half court. Saints are over the foul limit. Wayne Scott drives down the lane, layup, yes, and that will end the first half. Big ending for St. Ambrose as they forced the St. Francis turnover and then got a quick 2 points for themselves. So there was a good opportunity for the Saints to take a 10 or 11 point lead in the halftime. Instead, it's down to 6. So we've got a pretty close game here going into the final 20 minutes. First half was a streaky one. St. Ambrose started hot. St. Francis got hot as the half went on, but it was the Bees who finished strong. Halftime here at the Sullivan Center. Saints 35, Bees 29. Back in about 14 minutes with first half stats and second half action here on the USF Sports Network. We're almost ready to start the second half at St. Francis. The Fighting Saints lead the Fighting Bees of St. Ambrose 35-29. Terry Bonadonna with you on the play-by-play for tonight's contest, which has been an incredibly evenly matched 20 minutes. You look at some of the stats from the first half. The Saints shot 50%. The Bees shot 48%. Saints had 16 rebounds. The Bees had 15. Turnovers. Both teams coughed it up 6 times. It has been neck and neck, so why have the Saints been able to build a 6-point lead? Pretty easy to figure out, actually. It's shooting, and it's not just field goal percentage, but beyond the arc. Saints 3 of 10. St. Ambrose 0 for 7 shooting 3-pointers. And then from the free throw line, Saints not all that impressive at 6 for 9, but the Bees are 1 for 6. That'll do it. And so St. Francis leads at 35-29. Ramel Davis leads the way with 13 points and 5 rebounds. Guillermo Narbona has 13 for St. Ambrose. Their leading rebounders are Colin Wainscott and Nico Scarakostas, who each have 4. This game really started out in St. Ambrose's favor. They had the lead for most of the first half of that 20-minute period, but then the Saints took over the second half. So even if you look at the time they spent in the lead, St. Ambrose 8 minutes 28 seconds, St. Francis 9 minutes 10 seconds. So it's been pretty even in that regard. Has been a very tight game. Saints have led by as many as 10, St. Ambrose by as many as 8. So it hasn't been within a couple of points in either direction the whole way. One team has gone on a run, then the other team has gone on a run. That's how it's played out for 20 minutes. We'll see what the second half looks like as Ramel Davis misses a jumper. It bounces over the backboard out of bounds. The Saints give it up on their first possession of the second half. First possession for St. Ambrose since halftime. Will Spriggs is back in. He sat the last 6 minutes of the first half after picking up his second foul. Atim Agat from the outside misses the 3-pointer. Loose ball picked up by Farrell, and Kieran Farrell lays it in for his first 2 points today. St. Ambrose is back within 4. Again, they've trailed by as many as 10, and that was recent. They were down 33-23. Whistle blows early in this St. Francis possession. Not sure yet what the call is. Is going to stay with St. Francis. Nick Nigo comes in for Joffrey Nunnally, so I guess Nunnally was hurt. That was the reason for the whistle. Nunnally, no points, 2 rebounds, 0 of 1 from the field so far today. Hobbling a little bit off towards the sideline, but doesn't look to be in too much pain right now, so we'll see if we see him again soon. Sims bounces to the high post, Anabadarte, back to Sims. Delshawn Sims drives, kicks, and has it intercepted. Maybe a little too unselfish there. He probably felt like he was too far underneath the basket to shoot after he got by 2 defenders. Atim Agat misses over Nick Nigo, and the rebound is knocked out of bounds. Nigo touched it last. So it'll be St. Ambrose possession. Grant Mason was the man going after it for St. Ambrose, but the Saints were the last team to touch it. 18:48 on the second half clock. Merrick Small deflects the inbounds pass out of bounds. Inbounded to Narbona. The Bees reset on the outside. Spriggs working against Sims, gets the screen, going to his left, pulls up at the free throw line, and rattles it home. 2-point game, 35-33. It's a 10-2 run for St. Ambrose going back to late in the first half. Saints nearly went backcourt. Anabadarte just barely was able to get over the line. Anabadarte, nice find. Ramel Davis lays it in. Good movement without the ball for Ramel Davis, and a beautiful pass from Aitor Anabadarte. 15 points for Davis. Farrell bounces it down low to Narbona. Narbona's pass is off the foot of Aitor Anabadarte. He's an animated player. It's the most dramatic reaction I've ever seen to a ball thrown off your foot. He wanted the steal, obviously, and he couldn't get it because he didn't kick it. He's called for the kicking violation. It was just thrown at his leg, but it does stay with St. Ambrose. Narbona spins inside over Small, no good. Rebound Anabararte. Here come the Saints on the run. It's Ramel Davis. Davis lays it in for Small, and Small is able to finish it off at the basket. Steal from Delshawn Sims, bounced off to Davis, who lays it in. Just like that, the Saints are up by 8 again, 6 in a row for St. Francis. Ramel Davis involved prominently in them. Had the assist and then the basket, and now a steal for Davis. Nick Nigo scoops up the loose ball. Nigo on the move, he's fouled. He'll go to the line. Nick Nigo has not scored yet today. You can change that right now. First free throw is good for Nigo, 42-33. Saints, after a rough start shooting free throws, have made 5 in a row. They can't make it 6. Anabararte grabs the offensive rebound, though. Back out to Nigo. Quick trigger on a deep 3. No good. Rebound goes to Grant Mason. Mason turns on the Jets, lays it up and in. Very aggressive play from Grant Mason. Looking good to get his second field goal of the game. He's got 4 points. Quick reversal there. The Saints had a chance to take a double-digit lead, and instead St. Ambrose makes it 7. Anabararte, one dribble to the left, hands it off to Davis. Merrick Small gives it back to Anabararte. Back to Small, the reigning CCAC Offensive Player of the Week. Kicks it into the corner, swung back around. Davis for 3 with the shot clock running down. Misses it. Rebound knocked around. Still loose, and Small picks it up. Merrick Small, layup, no. Tries to keep the rebound alive again, but this time he tips it out to Will Spriggs. Spriggs passes to Narbona. Narbona fires to the cutter, and that's Aiden Salati, who lays it in. Good cut from Salati, who's able to finish it for his second field goal today. 4 minutes gone in the second half. 6-point halftime lead for St. Francis is down to 5 now. Davis guarded by Salati. Loses the ball, falls on the floor to keep it alive, and a jump ball is called. The possession arrow favors St. Ambrose, so that'll be a St. Francis turnover.
Jump ball goes to St. Ambrose.
15:47 on the clock. The Bees can make it a one-possession game. It's been a while since the Saints have trailed. 20-19, I believe, was the last. 20-18 was the last lead for St. Ambrose. They're not going to take a lead here, but they're inching closer. Don Joachim comes in for Ramel Davis. Joachim didn't play a lot in the first half, just 4 minutes, but provided a nice little spark off the bench with a couple of field goals. Narbona bounces to the cutting Mason. Back outside, Salati for 3, short. Rebound grab by Small. Here's Nick Nigo. Nigo picks up his dribble, finds Anabararte on the outside. Delshawn Sims bounces low to Small. Joachim with 5 on the shot clock. Works around the paint. 2 to shoot, has to hoist one up. Gets the front of the rim, and Anabararte keeps it alive with the rebound. So nice job by Joachim just to keep the possession alive by getting that shot off before the buzzer. And the Saints get another chance. Joachim tried to flip it towards Small, but the two of them were not on the same page. It's a turnover. Possession over 40 seconds long, does not result in points, but now Joachim gets the steal. Coming down on the other end, nice patience, lets Salati blow by, and Joachim lays it in. 6 points for him. And the Saints lead is back up to 7. Knocked away by Joachim again. That's back-to-back steals. streaking the other way, lays it up and in. 8 points for Joachim, and again he's provided a nice spark off the bench as St. Ambrose calls timeout. 46-37, Saints on top, 14-14 to go. And the Saints are creating a little separation, just 1 point away from their biggest lead today. It'll be St. Ambrose ball coming out of the timeout. Mentioned earlier today that I'd be interested in seeing how Ryan Marks elects to use his bench today. Just because he hasn't really worked out a regular rotation yet. 3 games into the season, he has tried a lot of different combinations. 17 different players for St. Francis have seen court time so far this year. That's not uncharacteristic of a Ryan Marks team. He tends to recruit deep teams and lets the rotation work itself out over the first couple weeks of the season. Today, though, in a conference game and against a team that is off to a 5-0 start, a little bit more importance attached to this one. And he has shortened the bench. He's used just 10 total players so far today. Time will tell if they prove to be his regular rotation, but so far looking pretty good today. These guys off the bench have been very impressive. And he has brought in 5 subs. Reverse layup is no good there from Ignacio Dacunda, and a foul called on Dacunda after the miss. He grabbed Ben Fotz. Timeout on the floor, 13:51 to play in the second half. I'll step aside for just a moment here. 46-37, Saints lead. Gonna get the ball back. "17 points today for Ramel Davis and 5 rebounds in 18 minutes played. Davis is our game's leader today. Davis was such an efficient shooter last year. This season got off to a slow offensive start. Just 38% from the field coming into play today, but he's boosted that number by going 6 of 10 from the field so far in this game. Eight points for Merrick Small. He's got 5 rebounds as well. 8 points for Don Joachim on 4 of 5 shooting, and that's coming just 6 minutes off the bench. It's Joachim, Richardson, Moriarty, Fotz, and Nigo on the floor. So as I said just before the timeout, 5 subs out there right now for Ryan Marks. St. Ambrose has Spriggs, Agat, Dacunda, Narbona, and their 5th player right now is Colin Wainscott, who had a nice first half, 6 points, 4 rebounds in 14 minutes. There's a wet spot on the floor. I don't know if nobody knew about it or just didn't clean it up during the timeout, but it's clean now, so we're ready to continue. Richardson bounces to Nigo. Moriarty over to Joachim. Back up top, Richardson. Around a screen to the right. Fire to the outside, wide open 3. Don Joachim can't connect this time, but he gets his own rebound off a nice tip from Ben Fotz and can't finish. Ball kicked around on the floor. Ben Fotz dives on it, trying to keep it alive, and I think we've got a timeout with St. Francis in possession. That is the call. So St. Francis timeout as they're able to take the ball away. Ignacio Dacunda and company had trouble keeping that play alive. The Saints take advantage. 11 turnovers in the game now for the Fighting Bees. The Saints have committed 9 of them. They were even 6 apiece at halftime. Both teams turning it over at a higher rate so far in the second half. Neither team's shooting the ball quite as crisply so far in the second half, but both teams are near 50% for the game. It's been kind of a weird game. There have been stretches where it's been a defensive slugfest. There have been stretches where both teams are knocking down shots left and right. There have been stretches where St. Francis has gone on a run. St. Ambrose has had a few runs of their own. There just has not been a lot of consistency to this game. That makes it kind of fun. It's been unpredictable. But the Saints have held the lead now for the last 15 minutes or so consecutively. Will Spriggs is called for a hold. He was grabbing Sean Richardson on that play. Third foul on Spriggs, and he checks out. Solomon Garrison is back in. Moriarty looking around, finally finds Joachim on the handoff. Back over to Sheer Moriarty. He drives, and before the shot, we have a foul. It is on St. Ambrose, but it is on the floor. So no free throws here for St. Francis. Sheer Moriarty on the drive there. He's got 3 points in the game. Inbounded to Ben Fotz. Out to Joachim. Good find inside Richardson. Looks for the open shooter. Moriarty misses the three from the corner. 9-point game. St. Francis on top. Neither team has scored the last few minutes. Wayne Scott up top to Garrison. Half the shot clock gone. Dacunda floats it up in the lane and scores. Good drive from Ignacio Dacunda, his second field goal today. It's a big bucket for St. Ambrose. They were hurting a little bit. Now down by just 7. Richardson down low to Fotz. Ben Fotz backs in and he's called for the foul. I think hooking with his off arm. That appears to be what he was called for. So that's his second foul. It's the first on St. Francis this half. They waited a while to commit their first foul in the first half as well. Joffrey Nunnally is back in. Nick Nigo to the bench. Nunnally limped off the floor about 5 minutes ago, so good to see him back in there. Wayne Scott passes back. Narbona misses short on the three-pointer. Narbona was hot in the first half. He hasn't scored here in the second. Pull-up jumper for Joachim is good, and a foul. It's not the way you expect to get your and one plays. Joachim took it down the floor and took a quick 2-point jumper. And Dacunda came in late on the challenge. He got him across the arm. So Joachim's in double figures. He misses the free throw. So we'll stay at 10 points for now. Free throw shooting continues to be a mystery in this game. Not a lot of success. Wayne Scott spins. Gives it up down low. Narbona over Fotz. No. Rebound Joachim. Joachim spins around one defender. Takes it inside the three-point arc. Loses the ball. Narbona comes up with a steal. Baseball pass down the floor. Garrison comes up with it. And his pass is intercepted. St. Ambrose playing way too fast there. They end up turning the ball over. Just over 11 minutes to play. Second half. Saints lead by 9. Moriarty off to his right. Richardson. Fotz up top. Richardson gets a screen going to his right. Bounce down low to Fotz. Working against Narbona. 1 on the shot clock. And he's fouled. Huge bailout with the shot clock about to expire. I don't know if Ben Fotz would have gotten that shot off on time. He was fouled in the act of shooting, but the ball was still in his hands as the contact occurred, and I think if he had just not been touched, the buzzer probably would have been sounded with the ball still touching his fingers. So the Saints get a huge break as Fox goes to the line for 2 and misses the first. Maybe not that huge a break then. Although that is the 4th foul on Ignacio Dacunda, so we might not see him again for a while. 10:47 to play in the game. He and Agat check out. Farrell is back in, along with Alec Platapodis. 1 for 2 for Fox. 49-39, Saints match their largest lead tonight, trying to hand St. Ambrose their first loss of the season and pick up their first conference win of the year. Joffrey Nunnally is called for the foul, playing a little bit too tight on Colin Wainscott. Just the second foul on the Saints. Nobody in foul trouble for them. Pull up 3 for Wainscott. Short. Rebound Joachim. Here's Richardson giving it up top to Fox. One dribble, a pass to Nunnally on the left wing. Joffrey Nunnally gives it up top and around to the right wing. Joachim, 12 to shoot for Fox. Here's Richardson, step back 3, no. Rebound chased down by Solomon Garrison. Halfway through the second half, and St. Ambrose turns it over. Nunnally gets the steal, and a foul called on Garrison. That'll put Joffrey Nunnally at the free throw line, number 7 of the half on St. Ambrose. Timeout called, 9:57 to play in the second half. St. Francis 49, St. Ambrose 39. Saints have gotten the lead up to 10 a couple of times. They have not gone beyond this, although they'll have a good chance here because Nunnally will be at the line for a 1-and-1. Saints are shooting just 57% on free throws today, but Nunnally has not missed one yet this year. Saints have gone through stretches here in this second half where they've not shot the ball well. They're just one of their last 9 from three-point range, although St. Ambrose still hasn't made a three-pointer all night. The Bees just can't get out of their own way offensively right now. They're not making anything from the outside. And they've been turning the ball over too much in this second half. And so even when the Saints do go through these cold patches, like the one they're on right now, it hasn't made a difference to their lead. Bees just haven't really been able to cut into it. Coming out of the timeout, Fighting Saints will have made some substitutions. Aitor Adabarte, Merrick Small are back in. So a brand new front court. The guards remain the same. Joachim Richardson and Nunnally, who's at the free throw line. One and one. He makes the first, so he stays perfect on the year. 4 for 4 shooting free throws this season. Nunnally has his first point tonight. Ramel Davis heads to the scorer's table to check in after this free throw. Don Joachim heads to the bench. 51-39, biggest lead tonight for the Saints. Around the perimeter. St. Ambrose trying to keep the Saints defense moving. Up with the right hand and in. Alec Platapodis has his first points tonight. And a big bucket for a St. Ambrose team that had been going through a pretty good scoring drought prior to that. Lob down low for Small. Triple team. Small can't finish in that sea of blue. Wainscott gives it to Farrell. Down to the corner, Elgin Bowen, who just checked in for the first time. Former Judson Eagle. Narbona, jump stop at the free throw line, out to Bowen. Elgin Bowen drives, and he's blocked by Small. Tough defense from St. Francis. St. Ambrose just can't get on a run. Here's Nunnally on the wing. Anabadarte over to Richardson. Finds Davis on the wing, 6 to shoot. Anabadarte with his back to the basket, looking for his first points of the game. And he's got him with the shot clock running down. A nice little turnaround jumper for Aitor Anabadarte. 13-point per game scorer coming in. He's got his first 2 tonight. Farrell finds the cutting Wayne Scott, blocked by Anabadarte. Here come the Fighting Saints trying to extend a 12-point lead. Anabadarte gets the pass from Richardson, misses the layup. Saints get it back. They'll try again here. Richardson backs it up to half court. Passes to Small. Shot clock is at 6. Small looking for help, finds Nunnally. Nunnally, corner jumper, 2-point range. It's good. Nunnally makes it 55-41. Under 8 minutes to play. Elgin Bowen tries the 3 and misses it. 0 for 12 from beyond the arc now for St. Ambrose. Saints slow it down. Davis passes up to Anabadarte. Richardson on the right wing. Across to Nunnally, this time for 3. Starting to heat up a little bit, but he's short on that jumper. So he stays at 5 points. 4 points, rather. Narbona working against Small. Narbona, good crossover. All the way in for the layup. Good play, Guillermo Narbona. So good in the first half. Those are Narbona's first points here in the second. He had missed his first 3 field goal attempts since halftime. Nunnally lobs it down low for Small, who makes the catch and lays it in. Tight window to get that ball into, but Small was able to pull it in and add 2 more points. He's got 10. 4 of 8 shooting. That shot misses. Anabadarte grabs the rebound. Most guys 4 of 8's a good night shooting, but coming into tonight, he was shooting close to 80% for the year. He had only missed 4 shots all season, and he's missed 4 tonight. That'll drop the old field goal percentage. When you come in shooting 79%, it's going to drop at some point. Anabadarte misses the layup. Great pass from Ramel Davis. The Saints aren't able to finish. Narbona off the backboard and in. Well, if Guillermo Narbona gets hot again the way he did in the first half, St. Ambrose might have a chance yet in this game. He's up to 17 points now. He's tied with Ramel Davis for a game high. Saints get it across half court, beating the 10-second clock. Davis in possession, down in the corner. Davis against Platypodis. Backing in, and a foul call. Narbona came in to help Platypodis defensively. But a reach-in foul will put him to the free throw line. Foul is called on Platypodis. Shira Moriarty is in for the Saints along with Delshawn Sims and Don Joachim. Richardson, Anabadarte, and Nunnally to the bench. 1-1 for Davis. He's got 17 points. First one is good. Saints starting to get hot again from the free throw line. They started slow, made 5 in a row, and then missed a bunch. They're making them again. That's their 3rd straight that has gone through. Do I hear 4? No. I don't. Moriarty can't grab the rebound, knocked out of his hands by Platypodis. And Mason is fouled on the other end as he finishes with the layup. Nice drive, Grant Mason. Grant Mason hasn't gotten a ton of touches on offense, it hasn't felt like. But every now and then, he gets a full head of steam and barrels his way to the basket. He's been tough to stop in those situations. Free throw is good. Finally, they make a free throw as well. Ambrose now just 2 of 7. For Mason, that's 7 points. 3 of 4 shooting. Like I said, not a lot of shots, but he's been really good when he's taken them. 10-point game, under 5 minutes to play. Saints in good position here if they can keep their offensive flow going. Moriarty drives and scores. Their lead is 12. Mason outside the three-point line, hands it off to Spriggs. Coming around to screen, Spriggs pulls up, fires out to Mason, three-pointer, rattles home. Finally, a three-pointer goes in for St. Ambrose. Their 13th attempt of the game is the first one that they've made, 60-51. Still a ball game here. Don Joachim works his way underneath the basket, misses. Offensive rebound, Merrick Small. Delshawn Sims out around the foul line as the clock runs down towards 4 minutes. Joachim in the post to Davis. Davis backs in. One-on-one against Narbona, and Narbona blocks the shot. Mason ahead for Spriggs, and Spriggs lays it in. 60-53. St. Ambrose making their run here late. They've scored the last 5 points. See if St. Francis can come up with a good offensive possession here. Delshawn Sims, right on the half-court logo, guarded tightly by Mason. Shot clock already down to 10. Moriarty gets the pass, knocked away and stolen by St. Ambrose. Combination of Narbona and Platypodis was able to come up with that takeaway. Now a big possession for St. Ambrose. They can make it a 4 or 5 point game, but Davis comes up with the strip of Will Spriggs, and the Saints get a huge steal. Down to our final 3 minutes of action. Joachim dribbles towards the corner, and a whistle blows. We got a timeout called by St. Francis. 2:55 to go in the game. 16 on the shot clock. St. Francis basketball. They have led this one since about 9 minutes to play in the first half, and they have not given up that lead. It hasn't been closer in the second half than 5 points. But the Saints have gone cold a couple of times tonight, and this is one of those times right now. They're one of their last 10 from three-point range. They have not made a three this second half, which is better than St. Ambrose, who has made only 1 3 all game, 1 of 13. I guess it's kind of an old school basketball game from that standpoint. These two teams are duking it out in the paint. 70 combined paint points in this game out of the 113 total points. St. Ambrose has 36 in the paint. St. Francis has 34. And only 4 combined three-pointers have been made. You don't see too many games like that in this day and age.
St. Francis basketball out of the timeout.
16 on the shot clock for the Saints coming out of the timeout. Sims lobs it in high for Anabadarte. Passed off to Sims on the left side. 9 to shoot for Merrick Small. Small drives with the left hand, and he's fouled prior to the shot, but the Saints are in the bonus, so they'll get a 1-and-1 here. Small fouled by Alec Platypodis.
His second. Team's 9.
Timeout here with 2:44 to play in the second half. We'll step aside for a quick moment. Saints lead by 7. With 2:44 to play, St. Francis appears to be in pretty good shape. 7-point game is a long way from making them feel comfortable, but as I said a moment ago, they've led the entire second half. Every time St. Ambrose has tried to make a run, the Saints have been there to respond. In this case, St. Ambrose has scored the last 5 points, while the Saints have gone over 2 minutes without scoring themselves, but they have made the shots they've needed to at big moments throughout this game. And it's not going to take a whole lot more to put St. Ambrose away, you wouldn't think, in this game, especially the way that the Bees have been shooting three-pointers. They can extend the lead here. It's just going to be very difficult for St. Ambrose to have the firepower to come back, although Merrick Small misses the free throw. Saints get the rebound. Big board for Ramel Davis. Here's Sean Richardson, fouled by Spriggs, and that's the 10th foul. So this time 2 free throws for Sean Richardson. It's also foul number 4 on Will Spriggs. Richardson is a perfect 4 of 4 on free throws this year. And he makes this one. Saints are 60% from the line tonight. Richardson now 6 of 6 on the season. 9-point lead. St. Ambrose is getting to the stage in the game where they've got to start scoring quickly, because the Saints have been running 20-plus seconds off the clock every time they've had it. Mason misses the 3. Anabadarte rebound. And again, St. Francis can run the clock under 2 minutes. But it's a steal, and a kicking violation is called on Narbona. So he will not get the steal. It will still be St. Francis ball, and the shot clock will be set to 20. Now they reset it to 24. Makes sense. They hadn't gotten it across half court yet, so it couldn't have been under 20 at the time that the kicking violation was called. Full court press from St. Ambrose. Anabadarte over to Joachim. And they're just barely able to get it across half court. Joachim finds Anabadarte. The clock does run down, under 2 minutes to play in the game. Joachim along the baseline, picks it up. Wild off-balance shot and can't get the roll. Rebound knocked out of bounds, last touch by Richardson. 1:52 to play. St. Ambrose ball, but down by 9 again. They've got to score quickly. They shot quickly last time, but weren't able to score. Here's Spriggs. Gives it up the free throw line to Narbona. Narbona off the glass and in. 19 for Guillermo Narbona. Full court press on once again. And out of bounds. Anabadarte tried to give it to Richardson on the baseline, but Richardson had not established his feet out of bounds before catching the ball. So he caught it in the air, then stepped down. So he was out of bounds as he caught the ball, but inbounds as the pass was thrown. Meaning it's a St. Francis turnover. A big one as well. They can make it a 2-score game here. Mason inside, scores. Grant Mason guiding the team here in the second half. It's just a 5-point game, and the Saints call timeout. 62-57, 82 seconds left. Fighting Saints are clinging on to this lead. They had a double-digit advantage just a few moments ago, but St. Ambrose has stepped up their defensive game, forced a big turnover on that last possession. And it was big not just because they got the ball back, but because the turnover was forced on the inbounds pass. So now 1 second ran off the clock. The Saints don't want to turn the ball over, but if They have a 25 or 30-second possession here and then turn it over. It's really not that bad a possession for them. Kind of a net victory. They would rather take 25 seconds off the clock and then score. And if they can do that right now, they'll be in really good shape. But this St. Ambrose team is starting to shoot the ball well, something they have not done for a while. They got off to a hot start shooting and went cold late in the first half and really maintained that pace for most of the second half, but they've made 6 of their last 7 now, including a three-pointer. Guillermo Narbona is up to 19 points, and Grant Mason, who really wasn't taking any shots early in the game, is finally getting aggressive, and it's paid off. He's 5 of 7 from the field and now up to 12 points. Saints set to inbound. They are in the double bonus, so any foul will give them 2 free throws. Inbounded to Joachim in the corner, gets it out of the trap to Anabatarte, and Anabatarte is immediately fouled by Mason. Mason did not want the foul there. The positive for St. Ambrose is, again, a quick possession. Only 4 seconds ran off the clock. The negative for them is that they just sent one of St. Francis's best free throw shooters to the line. Anabatarte is 0 of 2 from the line today. It's been a very quiet offensive game for him. Just 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting. And he misses another free throw. So 0 for 3 at the line. Coming into play today, he had been 18 of 21 for the season. So this has been a surprising performance for him, but it's the double bonus. He misses the second as well, so he's 0 of 4 at the line. Door left wide open for St. Ambrose. Nice move by Narbona, kicks it outside to Mason, and a defensive foul is called on Don Joachim on the drive. It's only the 4th foul on St. Francis. So not the worst thing there for the Fighting Saints. The 3rd on Joachim. Farrell will inbound, 22 on the shot clock, and an offensive foul called on Grant Mason. Trying to free himself up on the inbounds play. He knocked down Don Joachim, and Mason is called for his 3rd foul. It's a St. Ambrose turnover. Their 15th of the game, and a big one with 69 seconds to play. The trainer was called for and now sent off before we inbound it. We'll see how quickly St. Ambrose fouls here if the Saints get it across half court. Trying to force the turnover first, but they do get it across the timeline. Now it's small. The Bees can scarcely afford to give up 30 seconds on this possession, but 20 have already gone by, so probably too late to foul now. They're just going to play out the possession. It's Davis with 4 to shoot, and he is fouled by Mason, his 4th. Couldn't have gone much worse for St. Ambrose. They wanted the quick steal in the backcourt. When they didn't get that, I thought they might foul immediately after the Saints got across half court. But once they didn't, they really had to just let the possession play out. The Saints had nothing going on that possession. And with 3 seconds on the clock, St. Ambrose fouls. 2 foul shots for Davis. First is good. This next one would make it a 3-score game. And it does just that. 64-57. 41.6 on the clock. St. Ambrose needs to score. They need to do it quickly. Spriggs picks up the rolling ball across half court. Steps into a quick 3 and misses. Rebound Anabatarte. And now if they can't get an immediate steal, they have to foul right away. Joachim, weaving his way through traffic, is sent to the free throw line. 29.9 showing on the clock. First foul on Wayne Scott. Saints are in the double bonus. So this will be a 3-score game, whether he makes them both, misses them both, or goes 1 for 2. First shot pops out and then back in. Good game for Don Joachim today. 11 points for him off the bench. He's 2 of 3 at the line. 66-57. Pass goes across half court to Spriggs. Along the baseline, Spriggs kicks it out to Wayne Scott. Three-pointer misses. Offensive rebound. Mason back up, no, and that should just about do it. It looks like St. Ambrose will back off. They will not foul again, and St. Francis can dribble out the clock. So the Fighting Saints will come away with a victory in their conference opener. 66-57 is the final score. Saints over the Bees tonight. And they win their 3rd consecutive game, and St. Ambrose their first loss of the season. An impressive performance tonight for St. Francis as they took the lead about halfway through that first period and then never gave it up over the game's final half hour. They did not shoot the ball very well in the second half. They turned it over probably more than they would have liked in the second half as well, but their defense made up for it. They played great defense all throughout this game, holding St. Ambrose to just 57 points for the game. Ramel Davis led the way for the Saints with 20 points today. He also tied Aitor Anabararte for a team high with 8 rebounds. It was an uncharacteristically quiet day offensively for Anabararte. He managed just 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting, 0 of 4 at the free throw line, but the team was able to overcome that as well. So that's a big thing for St. Francis today, the fact that in some ways they weren't firing on all cylinders, and yet they were still able to come away with a pretty impressive victory, and one in which they were barely challenged in the second half. St. Ambrose got to within 5 points a couple of times, but never closer than that. The Saints also got double-digit performances from Don Joachim, who finished with 12 points in 15 minutes off the bench. Merrick Small, who was the offensive player of the week in the conference last week, had 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and stepped up defensively as well with a couple of blocks. St. Ambrose was led by Guillermo Narbona. Narbona finished today with 19 points. Grant Mason had 12. It wasn't enough for St. Ambrose, who fall today by a final score of 66-57. That's going to do it for today's broadcast. Thanks for tuning in as St. Francis improves to 3-1 on the season. They open up conference play with a win. St. Ambrose falls to 5-1, 1-1 in the CCAC. Saints will head on the road next to take on Trinity Christian as they keep conference play rolling. They'll be back home next weekend right after Thanksgiving. That's the next time we'll have a broadcast for you here through GoFightingSaints.com. You can keep up to date with everything going on in the world of St. Francis sports. One more time, our final score today, St. Francis 66, St. Ambrose 57. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time, Terry Bonadonna signing off for the University of St. Francis from Joliet, Illinois. Have a good night.